Hey everybody, almost just on time. Getting my coffee ready. Hey, I am so excited to tell you that I have the winner to announce to you today. So many of you, it was so exciting, went ahead and signed up and subscribed to my YouTube channel. I thank you so much for doing that. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you keep coming back because I'll take your suggestions and really try to make this get better and better and better. So I'm going to wait a few minutes till more people are here. Hey, I am so excited to tell you that I have turned down the volume on my iPad so I can hear. Take a sip and let's see. Okay, here come a few people. Chow and Deanna, Barbara, Tammy. Cool. Yay! I have the winner. It's right on this paper right here on the back of it. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get here. I want to thank you again, everybody who subscribed and who subscribed to the newsletter. Also, if you subscribe to the classes, I also put you in the running there because I think there was some confusion. Some people thought when you signed up for the classes, you also were signing up for the newsletter, and I will make it so you'll get the newsletter as well. So I've forgotten the total number of people that were in the running. Oh, that's up on my computer upstairs, and then I did a random generator, number generator, and that's how I came up with the winner. Okay, so today I'm going to not only tell you who the winner is, but I'm also going to do a small tutorial because someone in one of the groups had asked me, how do you take the canvas off the back when you're doing a reverse canvas? And then so I have another little actually two that I can kind of show, and I'm going to show you down here. I've got my other camera ready so we don't have to worry about the green screen behind me with the silhouette things. So let's see how many people are here. Yo, Pittsburgh. Okay. Hey, Carmen. You already shopping for Christmas? Wow. Thanks, Cheryl. Hey, Jet, Lola, Cheryl, Lisa, Tiffany, Robin, Lucretia, Marquita, Monica. Okay, all right, cool. Colleen, hey, it's good to see you all here. So, I guess I'm ready to tell you who the winner is. Not make this go on any longer. I don't know if the winner's here. I don't recognize the name in there yet. So I wasn't sure if she'd be able to come because I can tell you this much right now. She's from out west somewhere. Actually, she's from Las Vegas. And I'll tell you her name. Her name is, where did I put it? Cynthia Lamas from Las Vegas. Cynthia from Las Vegas has won the CAMEO 4. I'm ready to order it. As soon as I have her email, or not her email, but her mailing address, I'm going to order it for her today. She's going to get it probably in just a few days. I bet it won't take long at all, and she'll be well on her way. I don't really know if she already has a CAMEO or not. I don't know if she's brand new to CAMEO. I really don't know anything about her other than that she signed up, and so her name was the one that was randomly generated with the random generator. So congratulations to Cynthia. And you know what? This was so much fun. I think I'm going to come up with another milestone and give away something else big like this. Maybe another CAMEO. Hey, I know what I could do. Maybe when the CAMEO 15s come out. That would be fun. All right, so many of you, let's see, yeah, thanks for congratulating her. That's really sweet of y'all. I'm going to pick this up so I can see this too, what y'all are saying. Cheryl and Miss Alicia O'Neill. My daughter's name's Alicia, but it's spelled a little differently. Cheryl, Chow, Barbara. Okay, don't you think that'd be a cool idea though when the 15s come out for me to do another drawing, if I don't do one before then, but another drawing to have that as a giveaway. So anyway, okay, if you want to stick around now, I'm going to show you a short tutorial, and it won't be very lengthy. I'm going to have you look down here first at my desktop because, as I said, someone had asked how in the world, well, here's what I'm going to make. And I love this little saying, if you can see it on my screen right now. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. and that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I thought that was a pretty cool quote. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. Sometimes it's hard to think that way, right? The one I was originally going to do, let me group this one together, because I was going to do another one, and this one was inspired, as you can see on the left here, again by another thing that I had seen in another shop. So let me grab all of this and group it, and I'll show you the one I was going to do. Here's the text the first way I wrote it, and then this is the way I made it for on the let me ungroup this. I don't really need to. You can tell that this would be on a square behind here. And I love this sentiment too. Cry, period. So cry. Forgive, learn from whatever it was, move on, and then let the tears water the seeds of your future happiness. I thought that was really cool too. But that was a little bit of a downer-ish for today. So that's why I went back to this one. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. So that's the one I'm going to show you how to make. First, as I said, I'm going to have you look down here at my table, and I think you're going to be able to see it okay this time because I'm going to use a different camera. So here's the fresh one that I haven't used at all yet. So I'm just going to poke a hole and get the plastic off here. And a lot of you have probably done these reverse canvases. It's been around for a while, but someone had asked, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and do it. And by the way, I don't know if you can see, I have a green paint, kind of a teal color, because I was actually painting one of these over there because I was going to use it maybe for the backing. I'm not sure yet. But how I take this off again, let me see if anybody's sticking around or asking. Okay, so how I take this off is I just use the X-Acto knife, and again, I make sure I'm not pulling it towards my body. I take the X-Acto knife on the outside of the staples. You know, back in the day, like a year or so ago when these were really, really popular, a lot of people were struggling to get the staples out. And I thought, why in the world would they do that? Just cut this off like this. And again, I am standing very far because if I slip, I don't want to gouge myself. Okay, there we go. And I'll just do all four sides. And I actually, if I was smart, I would have done a couple sides beforehand. So this is a shorter lesson. And I don't have to worry if I come off here and jag onto my, or go onto my mat, because this is one of those self-healing mats, so it won't hurt a thing. So again, I'm going to make sure I'm not pulling this towards my body. I'm giving it some good pressure, pushing down. It's a little bit hard when you get to these corners, and I might have to do a little bit adjusting when I get there. Okay, we're already to the last one, I think. Let's do this one. So this makes it so much easier. People used to really hurt their hands, I understand, trying to get the staples out. And again, I just have the size that are 10 by 10. There are much different, there are all kinds of different sizes that you can purchase. This was just, they come in a pack usually, a bunch of them. You can get them all over the place, and they're pretty inexpensive. Whoever discovered this at first, that there was some kind of nice looking wood under here, really hit the jackpot, I'll tell you. So there was a little spot that I had to fix because it wasn't totally cut through. The corners are like that because they're really thick. So here's another one I might want to do a little bit more to. Being careful. There we go. And one last corner. And this one maybe I could rip off. Nope. Oh, don't want to do that. What I was just doing. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's the wooden piece, a nice little frame. And by the way, if I were you, like I'd mentioned yesterday, keep your eyes peeled at yard sales or flea markets and that kind of stuff for frames like this, because there's so much you can do with them. Just wrapping fabric around and stapling it and then putting your vinyl on the fabric. I want to get some of that, what's it it called? The check stuff, the big buffalo check. And I want to make something with that. As a matter of fact, one of my friends that likes to sew, she and I are going to maybe team up, and she's going to show you how to sew a pillow together, complete with the nice little binding around it if you want. And then I'll show you how to put the vinyl on it. So that's coming up hopefully in our future. She and I are just starting to talk about it. So anyway, here's this. It's ready to go. And again, I would have to decide, did I want to use the white side or the kind that looks more canvasy, more rustic? I'm not sure yet. It just depends on when it's done what I think. Here's what it's going to look like. And I must tell you, again, I did print it out first, and I'm so glad I did, because if I had just sent this to my Cameo, the first one that I did was, okay, this is the other one. This is the first one that I did for the other one. Look, it was too big, and I thought I had measured it and resized it. I made it 8.5 by 8.5, thinking that would be fine, because this measures 10 by 10. But 8.5 by 8.5 is much too large to fit in there. So I'm glad I didn't use my vinyl for that. This is the second one that I did for this one. And I don't really like this one as well as the one I ended up with. And I don't know if you can tell the difference, if you'll be able to see. But I made this one smaller. Now this black box around it won't show up. I just made the text in here smaller, because I think it looks better with more white space around it. So I can rip this off because it's just held on with tape again like yesterday. So here's what this one looks like. Okay, you can see that pretty well. And I don't know, it's up to you which way you like it, but I liked it because I thought it looked a little bit more modern if I had more white space around it. And after I printed it out, I realized, you know what? Theirs has more white space around it too. So that's the one I'm going to go with there. So I'm going to show you up here how I went ahead and did it right quick. This is just, won't take long at all. This was the one that I'm not going to use. And by the way, if you see these little corner frames on this one, I got those in the Samantha font that I had told you about yesterday. There are all these little corners that you can put around things that would embellish them. And I thought that kind of jazzed it up a little bit. So, but this is the one I'm going to work on right now for you. And this is the one I saw that I was kind of mimicking. You know, you could spend forever looking for the exact fonts at dafont.com or anywhere. And I was getting a little bit tired of it, so I just went ahead with some fonts that I already had. So, the first thing that I did, of course, just like yesterday, was I drew a box, and I got smart because I figured it out since I printed that one, that I only want the box to be 7.5 by 7.5, because that's what's going to nicely fit on the inside of my frame. So I made the box, and you can see it. See, I could probably color it for you so you could see it a little bit better. Okay, there's the box right there. Let me undo that. And so the next thing that I did, so let me draw a box, 7.5 by 7.5. And a lot of you have probably already done this, but if you haven't, or even if you have, this might just be a little refresher. I'm going to hold down the shift key on my keyboard so I get a nice square. No matter how hard I try, it's going to remain as a square as long as I hold down my shift key. And then I'm going to come up here to where I can change its size, and I'm going to change it to 7.5 by 7.5 after I lock the lock. So I'm going to lock this lock, and I'm going to change it to 7.5 for the width, which will automatically change it to 7.5 on the height. Now, if you are working in Cricut Design Space and you make this for yourself here, you're going to have to remember when you take it over to Cricut Design Space, it's probably going to come in at a weird size. So just remember, it has to be sized to 7.5 wide with the lock locked, and it'll be perfect. Okay, so I'll just make this a little bit lighter color. And then I'm just going to start coming over here And I think I can move this camera maybe. I like to sit while I'm working, so hang on just a sec. Let me get my chair back over here. Heaven forbid that I would get a few more minutes of standing and get credit for it on my watch. Okay, I had to move the stool too. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing I did was I just came over here to the text tool, grabbed that, and I put the first line here, and I put write, and I'm going to do it all in caps just like they did, write it on, and that's all I'm going to do for that one, because that's on the first line, right? Write it on. I might as well just move this box for now. The next line, it's going to say your, all in caps again. Okay, I keep hitting the shift key, and when I have the caps lock on, write it on your heart. Now heart's going to be all lowercase, and it's going to be a different font, so I will just do H-E-A-R-T, and then the next one's going to be, and I actually could have done best also and just moved it down, so let's just do that. I'll write in the word best in lowercase also, best day, and put that here, and then I'll say that every day, so that's going to be the all caps again, caps lock on, that every day. And then on the next line, and the reason why I like to do it on different lines all the time is because, heck, I might just want to have every one of these lines be a different font. You know, maybe I want to go font crazy, but I'm not, but maybe I want to. So, okay, write it on your heart that every day, and I'd like to emphasize every, if we could just remember that, every day is the best day in the year. I'm surprised he said in the year. I would have thought he would say of the year, but he said in the year. So we'll just do it the way it was quoted, in the year. And then I will put Ralph Waldo Emerson underneath that. So come back again to the text tool and take the caps lock off. Do it again. Waldo Emerson. Okay, all right. So there's all the text that I need. So now all I need to do is go ahead and change it so that it's similar to theirs if that's what I like, or similar to what I have over here. And of course I don't remember what I had. I kind of have an inkling I do. So I'm going to highlight this one with the green box around it. That means it's editable text. So I'm going to grab all that text, and I'm going to come over here to the text style panel and click on that to open it. And I see what I used was, I think it was that YU Gothic again. Yep, that's what I did. So there it is, write it on. Now the word your is going to be the same. So again, I can just come up here to my recently used or frequently used. There it is. Your heart. Heart's going to be different. That every day. I can just click on it like this actually and change it. That every day is the, change it to the recently used font. Best day I'll leave like that, and then in the year I'm going to change it once again to that same font. Okay, there we go. So these are not sized well yet, but that's okay, we can work on that in a little bit. Alright, so the next thing that I did was I wanted to find a font similar to theirs, and I didn't want to look all over dafont.com. So I have one that I think I did get from dafont.com at one point, and it is called, let's go up to my frequently used or recently used, it's called Dream State, like in Nighty Night, go Dreams, Dream State. Click on that, there it is, Dream State, maybe you can see that. So I'm going to click on Heart, and right now it's coming in at Samantha Craft, but I didn't want Samantha Craft. I wanted it to be Dream State. So there it is. And at first I did the whole thing with Samantha font because I thought I liked that just fine. But I'll show you the difference. Here's Heart with Dream State, and let me show you Best Day here. I just think that I really like the way it looks better for me with this Dream State font for this particular project. So I'm going to I'll actually change this one and you'll see how it's going to change. I'll change it to Dream State. And I just think that's cooler. I just like that for this project. All right. So the next thing I need to do, let's see. Do I need to change anything else? I'm not sure. I probably changed this. I think I may have left this actually in Samantha Craft. So anyway, the next thing I will need to do though is I have to get that box back. So we know the box is 7.5 by 7.5, and that's going to fit perfectly in my project. It depends on what size canvas you get. So all you have to do is to click on these texts, and once all the boxes are around it, you can change its size like this. And just like we did yesterday, if you want to, you can also, and I gotta move this out for a second. Can also, now I can't stretch it right now. Look, there's no middle box for me to be able to pull this out. But like we learned yesterday, if I just go ahead and scroll in once or so, it allows me to have that third box there in the center if I'd like to have it there. So I'm kind of looking at what I had done already. Let's bring this up here. And you know, I don't think that this is editable text anymore, darn it, because I was going to look to see what size I had made it. Looks like it's a lot smaller. So let me make this smaller. All right, so write it on. You have to make sure you really get your finger pointing right at the letter of the word so that you can move it instead of the box. Write it on, I'm going to look at what size that is now. That is 23.02. So I'll make this about the same size, 23. While I'm scrolling it down, I can watch those numbers up there till they get to be about 23, 24. There's 24. So click right on the word. Click right on the word. You can do it. And I should use the layers panel and lock that square, but I just haven't. So write it on your heart that every day, make this small, that every day, is the, so it's really easy. You guys, you can find anything and just manipulate stuff easily here. You can easily add some icons to go with it. Maybe you'd like to put some little hearts on here, or some of the, what do you call them, wingdings. Oh my gosh, sometimes some of those are fabulous to put in some of these, and it's easy to find what they are again with this software because they will show up right here where the glyph thing is. For example, let me show you right quick again. Get off track for a sec, but here's I think there was one for Christmas, but I don't remember if it was called, yeah, there they are, Christmas icons right here. So there they are. That just changed that word into it. But let's imagine I want to pick out a certain one. Now, if I want to put an icon on here, maybe I want a tree. Maybe I want the sleigh and the reindeer. Maybe I want a present. You see how easy it is to use this software. It's just fabulous because this is right here, right in the same program. Anyway, let me get rid of this for a second. Let me hit Control Z on my keyboard, which puts that back to where I need it to be. And now this is one that I really do want to stretch apart so that those letters don't overlap right there. But I'm going to resize a lot of this probably anyway. Say in the year and this. And actually, write it on your, okay, so let's change in the year and make it smaller. I'm using the business edition of it, the latest edition, the latest version. It had me download it this morning when I opened my computer again. Since I have the Cameo 4, I do have to have the latest version. And so far, since I've redone it, I haven't noticed any bug issues. Knock on wood. But I love using the business edition. If you have a Cricut, you'll have to use the business edition because that's the only way you can save things to use with your Cricut, because you need an SVG or a JPEG if you're doing print then cut. And you won't be given those options if you don't have the business edition. But just know it's a one-time purchase. You don't have to keep buying it or paying for it every month. It's a one-time purchase and it's yours forever. So, you know, I'd probably change some of these the way I have some of these. It looks okay though, you know. So what I'll do now, write it on your heart that every day is the best day. So you notice I did it a whole lot different than over here. And I could even left align them if I wanted to. For example, maybe I want them all aligned on the left, which I've seen is kind of popular. I think this will work right now. There we go. But of course, I'll have to space them further apart because some of the letters are going over each other. But I could do this because this has been pretty popular from some of the things I've been seeing in the stores. And move that down, and then my square would be behind here. And again, there'd be a lot of white space on the side. But that's a popular way to do it now too. When you buy the Cameo 4, it'll cost $100 to upgrade? No. No, no, no. It should not be that much at all. Okay, so here we go. I'll have to let you know. If you go to Swing Design, you should be able to just go from the basic edition to the business edition for, what is it, $48 now, right, Tammy? Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. And you can use the business edition absolutely with your Cricut. So let's see. So anyway, let me just, I guess I'll just leave these like this for now. They're kind of cool like that, actually. Maybe I'll do this and this. Anyway, so you can putz with these all you want to, but I was just showing you the idea of how you can make, yet again, another easy peasy gift for somebody. Make them larger to make a bigger statement, you know. Oh, you could change words around, tip them around if you wanted to, if you were making some of that subway art. You know, have a whole bunch of different words in here, Christmas, whatever you like. Just switch these all up around. Put a few little icons in here with whatever you're doing. And you could make some, some really cool subway art in a matter of minutes. And as I said, just come over here. Let's pretend these are Christmas words. All I'd have to do then is just come over here to the font. Find those web dings. Here's some other types of web dings, some more. But the one that I was using was Christmas. And I think I have Halloween ones too. And these are free. We have a site that we've given off in our classes. I don't have it right offhand to give to you. I'll try to see if I can find it and put it below here. So I'm looking for the word Christmas again. Oh, there you go. Christmas icons. Oh, so I already put some in there and I didn't mean to again. But what I could do is just come up here and make this say Christmas icons. Hit enter. And here they are. And let's say I wanted to put a tree in here. And maybe I wanted to put that tree right over here. Right in there. If these were all Christmas words or something, right? And I needed some space I wanted to fill in. Maybe I wanted to put you know, this reindeer in here. Double click, it'll come up in here, and then of course I can resize him to any size I want to. I can right click on him and say flip horizontally. But again, this is just, you know, I'm just going off topic a little bit here, just showing you how you can easily make subway art. And again, you could just make it fit on your little square that you're making for your reverse canvas. Or you don't even need to do reverse canvas. This could be right on the front of the canvas. That's a popular way to do it too. Doesn't have to be reverse canvas. So anyway, I just think this is really a lot of fun. Look at this little guy right here. Let's get him and see how he looks. All right, he's pretty cute. And actually, you know, you could easily turn him into an SVG. All of these could be SVGs. Okay? And you know, we teach all about this SVG making in the classes. Go to the free classes on my website. You may have signed up for them already since you're here, and you were probably in the drawing. If not, go sign up for them. They're a lot of fun, and you'll learn a lot. And again, it's not just for the silhouette machines. It's for Cricuts or scan and cut. Someone asked me about a scan and cut, and absolutely, scan and cuts take SVG files. But the difference is this. I'll show you. If you don't have the business edition, well, first let me show you in the business edition. If I come way up here, the upper left-hand corner where it says File, and I say Save As, Save to my hard drive, look at these options down here I'm given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways I can save it. For my Cricut, I'll need the SVG, maybe the PNG, the JPEG, okay? But see, those are available in the business edition. But let me show you what it looks like in the basic edition. And I don't know if you guys know this, but you can go to Help, and you can say View In, and it lets you view it in the other editions that are under the one that you've purchased. So standard is the same thing as free or basic. And now when I come up here to File, Save As, Save to hard drive, the only options I'm given to save it are 3, 2 silhouette versions, and a GSP. So somebody had asked me on one of the comments on my yesterday's YouTube video, hey, there's only 2 or 3 ways I can save it. I don't see, SVG. Well, that's probably because that person didn't upgrade yet to the business edition. Somebody else said, hey, I don't think that I can use that, what's it called? Wait, the subtract function in the free version. But I double checked, and yeah, she can do that, and it'll work fine for her silhouette machine. But if she's trying to use it for a Cricut, it's not going to work. I think I'm still in the basic. Yes, I am. So if that person's here, I'll show her, because I told her just draw a circle. She was trying to subtract out the eyeballs that I had shown, and she was having trouble with that. So I said, try something simple. Just draw a circle, come up here, get a circle, and draw another one right on top of it. So you have 2 circles there, right? Then I told her, just go ahead and grab both of those by drawing a box around them. They're both selected. And then come over to the Modify panel over here. And if you're not sure which one that is, if you run over them and sit there for about a second or 2, it tells you the name. And pretty soon, I mean really within a matter of a week, you'll know which ones you use a lot. So you'll come to the Modify panel and you will subtract. And do you see how that subtracted that top circle right out of that bottom one? Oh, I don't know if any of you are in my Cricut class, the dollar one, and that was part of what we were doing in that. They had to make a crescent moon, so they had to subtract, but actually since they can do something similar to this in Design Space by slicing one circle out of another. But you can't do a whole lot of these other things over there. Like for example, if I wanted the word heart right here, and I wanted to make it so it had a nice offset, because I was going to use this on a Valentine's Day cupcake, hearts and kisses or something, I don't know. All you have to do to put an offset on this is to come over to this little thing, looks like a star with an offset on it, click on it, the offset panel opens, and just say offset. Look at that. Did you see how fast that put that on there? Now y'all might be thinking that's sort of messy. Look at all those lines. As soon as I color it in though, watch what's going to happen. I'll make it, I don't know, what would be pretty? I don't know. This light green, that's not pretty. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll change the blue to, and I know I have that blue selected right now. I wasn't sure if I did. So my eyes really quickly looked up here in the color palette so I could see what was selected. See how that same blue is selected? And so if I wasn't sure and I click like this and I wasn't sure, my eyes could real quickly look up here and I see I don't have the one selected I want, so I could reselect. And now I have the blue, and let's change it to white because I think I might like that better. That's not much better. And I actually needed to have welded the white part together, because just like in Design Space, you'll see that these are going to cut out individually the way you won't want them to be. So you have to pretend like you're a welder, and these are metals, and you're going to weld them together so it all mushes and melts together. I'm going to right click and weld, and now my white part welded together perfectly. Two pieces right here. And if you watch that one video I made this one out of the pretty glitter for Auntie Tay, and it was just gorgeous. So anyway, all right, does anybody have any questions about anything I'm showing? I know I'm going fast. This was just a quickie, just for something besides telling you who the winner was. And again, oh, excuse me, congratulations to our winner out there in Las Vegas. How lucky is that, right? I don't know if she gambles out there or if she's been lucky. But again, Cynthia is from Las Vegas, and I will be ordering her CAMEO for her as soon as I get off of here. And I would imagine within a week she'll have it. That's my guesstimate. So, hi, Owenna. How you doing? Hey, Betty's Nails. Hi. And Tina, for you, anyone who the update their CAMEO software, I have Desire Plus with my print and cut. Oh, good. That's good to hear. So you just had to update your firmware, and that fixed it for you. Super duper. Yeah, mine, I was having some glitches. Maybe you saw that a couple videos I've done recently, and I had a couple of weird times. Hey, I wonder if that thing's working that wasn't working the other day when I was trying to select by color. I wonder if that will work again. Let's check. I'm just curious. Edit, select by color. It's working again now, Tammy. Did you see that? Yahoo! Yeah, hooray from Cynthia. That's nice. Good to see you again, James. So obviously, remember the other day when I tried to do this, you guys? And I came up here and I said I always go to edit and select by color, and it was grayed out. So they fixed that little glitch. Yippee! Because remember, I had to do what Tammy said. She goes over here to the paint palette, and that came up here with the select by color. Okay, so that's one thing I do like about Silhouette also. They get after these bugs and they fix them pretty pronto, pretty quickly. You know what? It feels like Las Vegas here today. Also, eWeb, it was like, I think 88 here. But I don't go outside too much, so I'm always down here putzing around with my stuff. I just love doing this. So I haven't felt too much of the weather out there. So there's no way for me to make it offset in Cricut Design Space. I'll tell you what, I started with Design Space. I worked so hard with that. And I did teach people, and people are still writing to me. You remember when everybody was putting the slit through the name and then trying to, what we could do was we said we sent it to print then cut, and then we made sure that bleed was on. And then if we just right clicked and copied that and brought it back, it would kind of work a little bit. It would put a little tiny bit of an offset. But one of the updates changed it so you can't do that anymore. So I don't know that you can do offsets. To my knowledge, you can't do it, and you certainly can't have as pretty ones as this, in my opinion. Because look, I could just keep going. I can have this offset, and I can click this outermost one and put another offset, and I can just keep going. Here's another one. I can make that a pink. Well, that's not. This is what's weird to me. That is not pink, and that's, I don't know where my pink is anymore over here on this thing. Where did my pink go? I love pink, and it's gone. So maybe it's on this one over here. I just don't know what happened to my pink. Anyway. So I just think it's so much easier. And of course you can also do an internal offset. So say I have this offset right here, and I want to put one more line in here. I can do that. I can do an offset, internal offset, and I think that worked, but it made it way too big. Okay, there we go. And maybe I'll just make this black because it's going to make everything, I hope it's going to, yeah, going to make everything show up a little better. And maybe I'd make the word heart black also. And that's, anyway, maybe I can make the last one white. So you can just putz around and, well, it won't show up very well if I've made it white unless I put it over here for you. And right now it's behind this. Anyway, you get the idea. Hey, I think I could even make an offset on him if I wanted to. Let's bring him over here for just a sec. Make him a little bit smaller. And I think I'll make him brown just because I like him better brown. Uh-oh. Ah, I'm not going to be able to. Yes, I can. Here we go. Make him brown. And now I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to offset him. Let me try and see what happens. Offset. Offset. Yep, I can. And I'll make a nice offset for him for red. Ugh. Of course, we wouldn't want to do that because look what it did to his eyeballs. So we'd have to change that a little bit first. But that's a little more that we don't want to get into today. And the reason why I had to do that was because it offset even the inside part of his eyes right here. So what I probably would have done was just made a duplicate of him. I'll show you. Maybe. I might. Let's see. I'm going to hold down my Alt key and make a duplicate of him. And then I'm going to right click and make him release the compound path. There we go. Release the compound path for him. And then I'm going to change his color to white. And I'm going to weld that thing together. So I'll put that right back in there. So now I can bring this one, right click and bring to the front. I'm probably driving some of you people crazy that aren't used to this at all. But now what I'm going to be able to do is I will be able to go ahead and color that offset red, and it's not going to mess with his eyeballs like that. Okay. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. And if you like playing with software at all, you know, join me. It's fun. It's good for our brains. It's fun to make all this stuff. I'm just having a blast. So I hope that you know, you guys will consider, if you don't have this software, getting it. You can get it through my link if you want to. You don't have to. I just would love for you to be able to use your Cricut machine, if that's what you have, to its fullest, and just have fun. So let's see. Let me see what else you guys have been saying. Okay. Well, boo. Aw, I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Cynthia's able to be here. I don't know if she works. You know, it's the middle of the afternoon, I guess, for them there. I think it's 3 hours difference. So she may not be able to be here. Seeing if I see any questions. Yep, I do too, Tammy. Okay. Well, I hope you all, you know, give this a thumbs up if you enjoy my videos, and please, you know, stay subscribed. Hit the little bell so you know when I come live. Hopefully I'll never put you on another wild goose chase unless my husband calls me again. I've warned him though. And, aw, thanks, James. That's sweet of you. I must have hypnotized you to say that. No, I'm kidding. Yes, me too, Tina. All right, I guess that's about it, unless anybody has any questions. Again, I thank you all for, you know, joining. I thank you for subscribing. I'll think about having another contest in the near future, so just stay tuned. We'll see what's happening. Cutting heat transfer vinyl rhinestone templates. Which machine? Oh, you can do it with either machine. You cannot design, if you have a Cricut machine, you cannot design. You're welcome, Chow. You cannot design for rhinestones, to my knowledge, in Cricut Design Space, but you can design in Cricut for rhinestones in this software. The most important thing you need to remember, though, is once you take this over to Cricut Design Space, you must size your design to the exact same dimensions that you created it in. And it's really easy to do, and I explain how to do that in depth. And once it's over there, you have to resize it to that, and you cannot resize it to anything different. And the reason why is those holes have to be cut to a specific size for the rhinestones to fit in. And if you just willy-nilly stretch the thing, you're going to either make the rhinestone hole too big, and it's going to wobble and not stay in there at all, or you'll make it too small, and when you're trying to brush the rhinestones, they won't even go into the little hole because it's too tiny. So it's easy. Actually, Tammy made the most beautiful one. I wish I could go to my website right now, but I'm afraid I'll mess things up if I go there. But if you go there, go in the library, and Tammy, what is it? It has a heart. I just wore it the other day, and I told you guys about it yesterday. It is so pretty. Mine sparkles beautifully. Oh, something else you can do is you can use the Bling Anything material that they use on the Rhinestone world. And you can put rhinestones onto coffee mugs, any decals for cars, and you can design them in this program. So anyway, I don't mean to be a salesperson for this program. I just love it, and I just suggest that you get it if you have the extra little bit of spending money cash, because it'll be well worth the investment. Oh, I don't know what that is, the Pazzles. I'll have to look that up. Oh gosh, thanks for answering her, James. eWeb, I assume it's a girl. You can, like James said, you can put that on several different computers. It's three, yeah. Three different computers. Now, do know that you can't really use this program on your iPads like you can Cricut Design Space. And that's just because this program is so hardy. So, I can't think of the word. I need to think of the word. It's so, who knows a lot about computers? It's just so hardy. It just has so much to it. It's too heavy. It's too weighty to be able to fit on a little iPad because it just does so much stuff. Yeah, the TRW software is so expensive. Do you have that, Angela? Waiting for the link. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that the TRW one is a lot of money, but that's pretty much, I guess, for people that really want to go into this for a business, a big business, I guess. But, I can do so much with this program. It can keep robust. Thank you, Deanna. That is the word I was looking for, robust. I need to write that down somewhere. Yes, that's it. Trust me, if you get this, you will be too busy. And if you do get it, make sure that you're signed up for the free classes on my website, because I'll start you out just talking about the tools, and eventually, they're just 5 classes. They come like once a week because I didn't want to bombard people. But they're 5 classes and they go kind of sequentially. The last one is on doing the tracing, so you can make your own SVGs. It's fun. So. If you guys do get this and you're used to using Design Space, honestly, once you get familiar with this and comfortable, you won't want to work in Design Space. Promise you, I promise. It feels like you're going through quicksand when you're trying to do things over there for the most part. And I don't mean to badmouth it, because that's how I started. But there were just things I wanted to do that I couldn't do in Design Space. And I was getting frustrated. And then I saw this and I thought, wee. Because all I have is a Cricut Explorer Air. But then after I got this, I did go ahead and get a Cameo 3, because I did want to help people that had the Cameos if they were having trouble how to do things. And then when the Cameo 4 came out, I wanted to be able to be up with the big girls or the big boys and be able to, also know what was happening with that, or to be able to help people. So I got that too. Oh, thank you, Chow. And you're one of my good best students, Chow. Okay, I'm going to be quiet and just read y'all's chats for a minute, too. Oh yeah, make the cut, and then there's sure cuts a lot also. Make the cut. Is that the one that they've kind of are not updating anymore? I can't recall. But sure cuts a lot. I did work with that for a while, but for some reason I just gravitated this one just felt right to me. It feels comfortable. I like the way that the design space is set up. Kyle says, hey. Hi, Kyle. No, Business Edition will not work on an iPad. As Deanna said, it's too robust of a program. It can't work on an iPad. You can do it on a laptop perfectly, or a desktop, obviously, but not on an iPad or an iPhone. Yes, I do a few classes with Design Space. I actually have one on my Patreon class. It's just like a once a month thing where I send out a challenge and people try to do them, and then I give them a hidden video showing how I was able to complete my own challenge. I only use things from Cricut Access, so people don't actually have to make the thing. You don't have to have access. You can use those components to play around and to learn, and then not really make the thing, just learn to use the software. Sometimes it gets harder and harder for me to do those classes, to be honest with you, though, Creative Chica, because it's limiting. It's limited in what it can do. Sometimes I feel. I mean, you can get things from Design Space and change them up, and that's what my class is about that I do teach, the once a month one. I get something from Design Space and I change it somehow, or I add some things to it. So maybe you have to slice things and group and weld and contour, all those little things. But yeah. I mean, if y'all haven't seen how you do text on a path here with this program, it's fabulous. Making text go in a circle, go on any kind of shape you can draw. It's just a whole lot of fun. Okay, like I said, I'm not here. I'm not, trying to be a salesperson for Silhouette or anything like that. I'm just telling you my honest thoughts that I really like it. And, you can get the basic edition for free. Just try that. You won't be able to use it with your Cricut, but you can do a lot of the same stuff with it and just get a feel for it. Now, I will tell you this, you need to use it to be able to become proficient or to master it. You have to use it to master the program. Yes, and make sure that you join our groups, Facebook group, and you can ask questions over there as well. And feel free to text me or to text Tammy if you have questions. Oftentimes in our Facebook groups, if someone asks a specific question, I oftentimes try to make them a little video to show them, how to address whatever problem it is that they're having, whether it be Cricut Design Space or this program. I hear you, Tina. Yeah. Hey, Holly. What lesson or video do you have to follow? Okay, there's no really any big thing for installing them on Silhouette. The big thing, again, just like with the other program, Cricut, is you have to make sure you turn your machine, not your machine, but that program off, and then when you reopen it, your font should be there. Anything on your system that you've downloaded to your system should automatically be in both Silhouette and Cricut Design Space, assuming that you remember to extract and install them. Most of the time they come as zipped files, so you have to unzip them first, and then you have to, which means extract, and then you have to install them, and then they should show up. How to use the GIFs. GIFs, the squiggly lines. Not sure I know what you mean about the squiggly lines, the GIFs. Squiggly lines. What do the squiggly lines do? What do you use them for? Maybe I'll understand. Yes, it takes a while to get used to Design Space too to feel really comfortable. And like I said, after you're there for quite a while, then you'll be comfortable, and then you might be like, I wish I could do this or that, or, something else. And so you might decide to move on, and add this to Design Space or not. You may be comfortable with Design Space just there. The glyphs. Oh, the glyphs. Should you talk about the glyphs? Not the GIFs, the glyphs. Let's see, let me have you look up at my screen again. So if you're talking about with text, and you mean, I hope, in Silhouette Business Edition, because I don't recall what I used to have to do in Cricut Design Space. I had to open up another program. But for the glyphs here, let me move my coffee cup before I knock it over. All right, so let me just, I think you can still see my screen, yeah. I'm going to come over and get a text. And I'll write in Holly. Whoopsie. Looky there, I already have those glyphs selected, and that's how your name came in. Let me get a different font selected over here. I'll click off this and click back on, and let's just make it something else right there. There's Holly, okay? So let's just say at the end of the name, oh no, let's say I wanted to change your Y into a prettier Y than this. So let's see, I'd have to know of a font that has a lot of glyphs, and I know right offhand that Samantha does. So I'm going to go there just because that will make it easy for us. The Samantha Craft right here. They're in alphabetical order. So once I'm in Samantha Craft, and you can see it says it right here, there are, oh, look at this, you guys. When you have the basic edition, the free one, you don't have this option. So you have to have probably designer edition or above to do this. I was trying to read the text and do this. So I got to go to help, and I want to view in business edition. I could probably try designer plus or designer edition, but I'm just going to jump to the highest one there is. And what is it, like $48 for life? I'm going to click on this now. Go over here and get the textile panel. I'll move it over closer. And I'm going to put Samantha in here again. Samantha Craft. There it is. All right, so that's the way Samantha Craft would look here. But let's just pretend that I want to. Samantha Craft is, I have a link for that. It's like $17. It's usually a lot more expensive than that. It's on sale right now. Yeah, I'll put a link below this video after it uploads the right way. But so right here we have the word, the name Holly, and imagine I want to change this Y to something prettier. So what I could do, so I'm going to double click on it so that it's editable text again, and I know that because there's a green line around it. See the green line and this kind of bluish green bar? I'm going to click on the, or highlight the Y. And then all I have to do, while Samantha Craft is still here, notice now there are two boxes here, three icons here. The middle one is the one I want. If I highlight it, it says glyphs. When I click on that, it's going to show me all the glyphs that are available in Samantha Craft. So I can scroll down here, and I can come, okay, here's all the capital letters. So I got to come all the way down here through all these to get to the lowercase letters. I'm trying to get to the lowercase y. I don't know, P, Q, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Okay, here are the Y's. I had to sing the alphabet. So here are some prettier Y's that I could use. And to just change it to one of these prettier ones, let's get a, like this one. All I do is clicked on it, and you see it put it right in there for me. Suppose I don't like that one. Let me highlight that thing again if I can. Let's click off and then double click back on to try to get it. It's not letting me. Well, I'll show you how I can do it. Or maybe it is actually letting me. Change it to this one. Okay, so what that did was it added a second one. So what I can do is I can ungroup this stuff, and I can remove this first one that I had and just put the second one right in there like that. And there it is, just like that. So easy. Okay, it does work in Designer Edition. I wasn't sure. And those of you that actually have a silhouette, you don't have to upgrade all the way to Business Edition probably. You can probably do most of the things in Designer or Designer Edition Plus, since you don't have to save stuff as SVGs. So that's how easy that is. Okay, let's see. So they are that different then. I have Samantha. Oh, the difference between Samantha Craft? No. Samantha Craft just has thicker letters. So let me type Samantha or Holly in the other Samantha version, which I also have. So I will just type in the name Holly, and I'll just show you the difference. They made a newer version of it just for cutting people that have cutting machines, because it was thicker and easier maybe to cut. So I'm going to highlight Holly here, and rather than doing Samantha Craft, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to get Samantha Upright. There's a Samantha Upright and there's a Samantha Italic. I'll just do Samantha Upright, and you can see the difference between these hopefully. See the L? Look how thin this little line is right here compared to this. They kind of just fattened the things up a little bit, so it'd be easier for our cutting machines, easier to weed, and depending on, you know, what size you're going to make this thing, some of these little lines could be really, really thin lines. So that was the reason behind that. But we can still, if you have the Samantha regular, the Samantha Upright, still you have the glyphs. You can still go down here and get a fancy Y to put on there just like that. But notice the difference in the Y now. You see how it's a little bit thinner? That's the difference. They made this, the newer one, the Samantha Craft, they made it have thicker edges. Now, if you have this software, you know one way you can fix this, maybe use what you have. I wonder, what if we went like this and say we welded it together? So I'm going to right click and weld, and I'm just wondering aloud for you guys, what if I come over here to offset and I do an offset, and not a big one like that, maybe a wee little teeny one like 0.05 or something. 0.05, that might be too big still. Oh, it went back. Wait, let me see. 0.05. Enter. Okay, that's still way too big, so let me do 0.05. Enter. All right, now I don't even see it, but it's there. So I've made those lines a little bit wider. You see that? So let me go back, Control Z. What if I make it 0.08? 0.008 and hit enter. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, let's take away this original one. Boop. And now we have a thicker one right here. I do notice that the L's have come close touching, but this might suffice where you wouldn't need to go ahead and purchase the font again, just like that. But you see how much thicker now you have to work with? So that's a workaround if you need to. Yep, Tina. I didn't even see you say that till just now. So yeah, you could thicken it up with an offset, absolutely. Does anybody else have any other questions? Oh, okay. Have you used the puzzle feature, Tina? I never used that yet. Hey, Claudia. I've not used the puzzle feature yet. Is this it right here? Yep, the puzzle panel. So the puzzle panel, you select an image, I guess. I wonder if I can do it if I just make a star right here. And this is cool. If you guys don't have this, look what I can do with this star. I can just make it crazy. I don't know if this works like this or not. I've not tried it yet. I'm going to puzzle select the shape. Okay. Well, what happened? Where'd my shape go, though? So maybe it doesn't do something just like that. Yeah. So I guess what I would want to do is get a real image, a photograph, and puzzle it. Because I'm not sure about this. Let's try just with a rectangle once. Puzzle the selected shape. And then you can change, you know, how many rows or this. You see what's happening when I'm changing the columns and the rows, and I can change the way these curves are on the puzzle pieces. And I can see where this is going to be fun once I'm able to get some fun things to cut out for my grandbabies when they're able to do this kind of thing. I wonder, can I change how big the pieces are? So I'm just clicking the randomize and it's changing things. Curve. I guess I can, because if I make less columns and rows, it just makes them bigger. And if I had a bigger image. Place my star on top and subtract. Oh, you mean make another star and put it on top of here and subtract? I have no idea. So do this on here. I don't know. And now subtract this. I wonder what's going to happen. If anything, let's see. Subtract. Whoa. Okay, that's not what we expected, right? So, I obviously haven't played with this yet either much, Tina. Yep, you can pick how many pieces. Maybe so, child. Maybe it just does squares or rectangles. I don't know. That'd be something for us to experiment with. I think it'd be kind of cool if it would do different shapes, but I have no clue. And the conical warp, the one she was talking about, was up here, where if you like, I guess it's if you like to make cups. Is that the one? Yep. And so if you like to make cups, you click on this, and here's a cup, and down here you put in the dimensions of the cup that you have. You'd have to click on the cup that you're doing, and you put it in, and then it's going to warp whatever it is, the vinyl that you're going to be doing, so it's going to fit on this cup perfectly. No, that didn't work. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. What time is it? I'm getting hungry, but it's not lunchtime. It's not dinner time. It's getting close to dinner time here. Let's see. For Chow, it's like 2 o'clock. Claudia, is it 2 there or 3? Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. If not, we probably should get on off of here. Okay, I guess that's it. So again, thank y'all for joining me. If y'all see Cynthia around, I do know that she's a patron, and she also is taking the free classes. I saw that because I noticed that and she's taken several of them when I went to grab all the names for my random generator. And after she got generated, I looked under there to see just a little something about her. But yes, and Tina, that's pretty much what I do. That's the dream part about being retired. You get to just play all day long. And I don't have any grandbabies here, unfortunately, unfortunately, because I'd really love to see them. I haven't seen them for almost a year, and they're going to be 3 pretty soon. So, okay, Tammy, go cook dinner. What are you making? We'll all be over. Oh, it's 4. Okay, Claudia. No, can't be. Really? It's only an hour difference? Wow. Day off. Okay. See y'all later. I'm going to hang up now. Bye.